Good morning, everybody. So today we will have our midterm exam, inshallah. It will be from 8:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. بمشيئة الله. Sorry. All right. So our midterm exam today, inshallah, 8:30 till 9:30. So regarding the types of the questions, I will give you some topics and you will write a thesis statement. This is one question. The second question, I will give you some topics and I'd like you to write an introduction, and you should use one of the types of introductions that we have learned during this course. Also, you will have 5 sentences for proofreading. You have problems in punctuation, you have problems in capitalization, etc. Run-on sentences, fragment sentences, 5 sentences, and you should correct them بمشيئة. So the exam will be easy, and if you follow up with us, I think it's easy for you بمشيئة to get a good grade بمشيئة. Okay, do you have any question before we start? All right. Hiba, what's your question, Hiba? No need for 2 cameras, yeah, Ayatullah. You know, because it is optional in the midterm exam, but it is compulsory in the final exam. It is optional in the midterm exam. So for me, in the midterm exam, I will not do 2 cameras. But in the final exam, it's obligatory. It's obligatory. What is your question, Yahiba? Are there going to be multiple choice questions? No, Yahiba. No, this is writing. You have only five sentences. You should correct them. And then you have 5 topics. You should write a thesis statement. For example, online education. Write me a direct thesis statement. Direct thesis statement. And I will give you, for example, some topics, and I'd like you to write an introduction. And the introduction must consist of the hook. It's very important. The hook. And you remember the hook? We talk about the hook and how to write the hook, what are the types of the hook. Quotation, for example, start with questions, etc. Then you have to have connecting information, 2 to 2, 3, or 4 sentences, and finally the thesis statement. Right? So this is the exam, inshallah. It's easy. It's easy because we practice a lot. But today, inshallah, we will talk about we'll talk about capitalization. Capitalization is a very important topic in writing, right? Because, however, it's so easy, but we still have problems in capitalization. Some students have problems with capitalization and writing. So, this presentation will give us an idea how to take care of capitalization. Now, by the way, it was taken. This is the source, Urdu. It's a very, very beneficial source for writing. you can copy and paste the URL, and you will find a lot of materials on writing in general. Now, use capital letters in the following ways. The first one, I think all of you know that. The first words of a sentence. So the first words of a sentence must be capitalized. The initial letters of each sentence must be capitalized. When he tells a joke, he sometimes forgets the punchline. When? This is the beginning of the sentence. So we use what? The capitalize W. Now, the pronoun I, wherever you have the pronoun I, it must be capitalized. And this is one of the problems that the majority of our students have in writing. They forget that the pronoun I must be capitalized wherever it occurs. Wherever it occurs, it must be capitalized. The last time I visited visited Atlanta was several years ago. So we have two common ways of using capitalization. The first one is in the initial position of the sentence in order to denote the starting of the sentence and to give a hint to your reader that this is a new sentence. And the second one is the pronoun I, and as I said, I, it must be capitalized wherever it occurs. Also, we have to capitalize the proper nouns. What do you mean by the proper nouns? The names of specific people. Ahmad, Zaina, Ayatullah, Zainab, etc. Abdul Aziz, etc. These are proper names, right? Or proper nouns. Name of places. Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Imagine if you'd like to state a suburb in Sharjah, you can say Al Yarmouk, for example, Al Qasimiyya. Right? These are suburbs. Also, you must capitalize the first letter. The name are the names of organizations. OPEC, for example. Right? The UN, FAO. These are names of organizations and companies. Organizations and companies. So you have to capitalize the initial letter. Names of companies, organizations, NASA, for example. And there are so many, right? NATO, for example. Now, and sometimes things, the name of things. Worrell Fabrication Company, Golden Gate Bridge, Supreme Court, Livingston, Missouri, University of Sharjah, Atlantic Ocean, etc. Right? Some students, when they mention, for example, University of Sharjah, the first letter of which is U, they write it as small letter. No, you must write it as a capital letter. All right? Be careful. Now, family relations or relationships, when used as proper names, when used as proper names. Listen, family, relationships, when used as proper names. I sent a thank you note to Aunt Abigail. Aunt Abigail. So we use it as a proper names here. Aunt Abigail. So we use aunt plus the name. To Uncle Smith, right? To brother John, to sister Layla, etc. But not to my aunt, but not to my other aunts. Look here, other aunt, it's used as what? As general, right? So here, when you use family relationship words, when they are used as proper names. Here is a present I bought for mother. Look, here is a present I bought for father, for brother, for sister, etc. Look. But did you buy a present for your mother? Here we use it as a proper name. We use it as a proper name. So we capitalize the initial letter. But here we use it generally. So we use small letter. The names of God, specific deities, religious figures, and holy books. Quran, for example, Bible, right? Look, our God, Allah, the noble Quran, the Bible, the Greek gods, Nuh, Jesus, Muhammad, Adam, etc., Abraham, Buddha, Zeus. These are the names of gods, specific deities or religious figures, etc. So we use capital letters with them. Next, titles preceding names. Titles preceding names, but not titles that follow names. Look at this example here. She worked as the assistant to Mayor Honolulu. Mayor. But I was able to interview Miriam Moss, Mayor of London. So before the title, before the name, but after the name, we do not use capitalization. Here, the minister, X, the sheikh, X. There are several titles, right? Professor X, Doctor X. Directions that are names, such as north, south, east, and west, when used as sections of the country, but not as a compass direction. When used as sections of the country, but not as compass direction. The Morgans have moved to the southeast. Southeast of the country. The Morgans, the name of the family. Jim's house is 2 miles north of here, small letter, not a capital letter. Small rather than capital letter. Southwest. So here, choose a section of the country. Southwest. This is a part of the country or a section of the country. Yeah, a part of the country. A geographical part of the country. No, Jim's house is 2 miles north of Otterbein. Yeah. Sarah, we do not use capitalization we use it as a compass direction. North, right? South, east, west. We do not use capitalization. But if you are talking a part of the country, for example, the southern territories or the southern, the Eastern Emirates, right? Imarat Sharqiyya, Eastern Emirates. So we capitalize The E. Why? Because we are talking about a section of the country or a part of the country. Okay? But when you talk about directions, directions here, compass directions, south, north, east, west, etc., we do not use capitalization. Have you got the idea, yeah, Sarah? Have you got the idea? Yes. Now, the days of the week. I think it's easy. The months of the year and holidays, but not the seasons used generally. Generally. When we use specifically, well, I spring 2021. So we have to use what? We have to capitalize S here because we do not use it generally. We use it specifically. Fall 2020, right? Winter 2020, winter 2021, etc. We use it capitalized here because it's specific. Or when you use it generally, I will meet X in winter. In winter here, you should not capitalize the W. Now for the days of the week, you know the days of the week, the months also of the year. Halloween party, for example, right? Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, also we use capitalization. You should capitalize the first letter, right? Ramadan, by the way, Ramadan is a month, right? We are not far away from Ramadan, يعني less than a month, inshallah. اللهم بلغنا رمضان جميعا. Now, winter, spring, fall. Exception, seasons are capitalized when used in a title. The fall 1999 semester. The spring 99 semester, for example. I was graduated, for example. I was completed, I was graduated in fall 1999 semester. I completed my MA, PA. Yep. Now, the names of countries, nationalities, and specific languages. Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, Hebrew, Persian, Urdu, English, French, etc., Italian. So we have to use capitalization. And nationalities. I'm a Jordanian. He is a Palestinian. He is Emirati. He is Kuwaiti. She is Saudi, etc. Right? So we have to use capitalization. The name of the cities, for example, Sharjah, Dubai, Riyadh, Amman, Jerusalem, etc. Right? So we capitalize the first letter. Now the major words in the titles of books. The major words in the title of books, articles, and songs. The major words in the titles of books, articles, and songs, but not short prepositions. Be careful. We do not capitalize preposition or articles in the titles of the book or in the title of the article. Please pay attention to this. You are going to write a graduation project, and you are going to write the reference list. When you write the reference list, don't capitalize preposition, don't capitalize articles. You know, articles, definite articles and indefinite articles, and you know the prepositions, right? If they are not the first word of the title. If it is the first word of the title, yes, capitalize it. If it is not the first word, you should not capitalize it. One of the Jira's favorite books is The Catcher in the Rye. Look here, the capitalize in small, the small, right? That is capitalized because it's the first letter of the title. Any question? Do you have any question before we proceed? Now, members of national, political, racial, social, civic, and athletic groups. Green Packers, African Americans, anti-Semitic, Democrats, Republicans, right? Friends of the Wilderness, Chinese, etc. Members of nationalities, Emirati, we say Emirati people, Saudi people, Egyptian people, Pakistani people, Indian people, etc. Right? So we use what? Sorry. We capitalize the first letter. Okay? Now, periods and events. Christmas. This is an event, right? Constitutional Convention. Great Depression. Now, Victorian era. We use what? Capitalization. Trademarks. You are aware of trademarks. You know better than me about trademarks. Pepsi, Honda, IBM, Microsoft Word, Pizza, Boss, Calvin Klein, right? Hilfiger, Tommy Hilfiger, etc. And these are trademarks, right? Pizza, McDonald's, etc. Okay, these are trademarks. So we must capitalize the initial letter. We must capitalize the initial letter. Now, this is for capitalization. Do you have any question on capitalization? Any question on capitalization? No questions. Okay. Right. Now comparing gerunds and infinitives in writing. We have some verbs. In English, we have some verbs that we have to use gerund after them, and other verbs we have to use to infinitive after them, right? So we should make I'll have a look at these verbs in order to be sure that we can understand these verbs. Now, the difference in the form of gerunds and infinitive is quite clear just from comparing the following two lists. Gerund, such as, gerund, we add ing to the verb. Swim, swimming. Smoke, smoking. Drink, drinking. Tell, telling. Hop, hopping. Write, writing. Dream, dreaming. Eat, eating. Okay? Now, to infinitive, we add the two, plus the base form. Swim to swim. Write to write. Paint to paint. Talk to talk. Tell to tell. Eat to eat. So we add two. So the distinction in form is very clear. The distinction in form is very clear between gerund and to infinitive. Now, their functions, however, overlap. Gerunds always function as nouns. Gerunds are functions as nouns, such as smoking is dangerous to your health. Swimming in this pool is prohibited. Here, swimming or smoking, it functions as the subject in the sentence, right? Right? Speaking loud is not allowed in the library, or speaking to your friend is prohibited in the library. So speaking speaking, this is the noun. It is a gerund, but it functions as a noun. However, infinitives do not function, but infinitives often also serve as nouns. Deciding which to use, for example, to do, to fill, to get the job, you should fill the following forms. To fill. Here, we use to infinitive, we use it as it functions as a noun, as the subject of the sentence. So this is why we say that, well, it functions as the subject of the sentence. To get, as I said, the example, I'll repeat the example, to get the job, comma, you should, to get the job, you should fill the following forms. To get the job here, it functions as a subject. Now, deciding which to use can be confusing in many situations, especially for people whose first language is not English. Again, this is the source of this presentation or these examples. If you'd like to have more examples or more presentations about this topic, you can go to this source. You can go to this source, again, Purdue. It's a very, very beneficial source or website for writing tools in general. If you'd like, I can show you. I can show you this website. It's very, very beneficial for all of you. If you'd like to have extra materials, please go to this website. This is the website here, Purdue University, Purdue Online Writing, Purdue Online Writing Lab. Here you have comparing gerunds, participles, infinitives, etc. Here, mechanics introduction, higher, lower order, for example, general writing style, writing process, academic writing, parallel structure, transitional devices, grammar, punctuation, visual rhetoric, personal correspondence, and there are so many materials related to writing. If you'd like to, let's say, parallel structure, we talked about this last time, if you remember. It will give you examples on here. Words, parallel structures, conjunctions, and or, like here, words and phrases with ing form, gerund of words. Mary likes hiking, swimming, bicycling. Mary likes to hike, to swim. Again, if you'd like to make parallel, if you use ing gerund, you have to use all gerunds. Consistency, if you remember that. If you use to infinitive, you have to, all must be to infinitives. Here, if you'd like to have some information about the introduction here, higher, lower orders, concerns, sentence clarity. There are so many materials about writing in general, right? So this is for punctuation, introduction, sentence, punctuation, block. We talked about this, if you remember, last time. So this is a very, very useful website for writing in general. Let's go back to our presentation. Yes, now, confusion between gerunds and infinitives occurs primarily in cases in which one of the other functions as the direct object in a sentence. Now, in English, some verbs take gerunds as verbal direct objects exclusively, while other verbs take only infinitives, and still others can take either infinitive or gerund. We will see them now. Many such verbs are listed below. Look at these verbs. After these verbs, we have to use what? To infinitive. Agree, decide, expect, hesitate, plan, need, promise, neglect, hope, want, plan, planetary, attempt, propose, intend, pretend. So after these verbs, we have to use to infinitive. These are examples. I hope to go on a vacation soon. You should not say, I hope going on a vacation soon. He promised to go on a diet. He promised going on a diet. This is unacceptable. They agreed to sign, but not signing the treaty because she was nervous. She hesitated to speak, not speaking. They will attempt to, but not the ing. All right? All right? And we have other verbs that we use ing after them. Deny, risk, delay, consider, cannot help, keep, give up, be fond of, finish, quit, put off, practice, postpone, tolerate, suggest, stop, quit, regret, enjoy, keep on, dislike, admit, avoid, recall, mind, miss, detest, appreciate, recommend, get through or be through, get used to or be used to, get tired of, be tired of, get accustomed to or be accustomed to, etc. Now these are some examples. They always avoid eating, not to eat before driving. I recall asking her, not to ask her. She put off buying, but not to buy. Mr. Allen enjoys cooking, not to cook. Charles keeps calling, but not to call here. We have some verbs that can be used as, sorry, we have some verbs that we can use gerund and infinitive that takes gerund and infinitive as direct object. These verbs are start, begin, continue, hate, prefer, like, love, try, remember, stop. We use either to infinitive or ing, but the meaning will be somehow different in certain situations, especially the verb stop. If I say that I stop smoking, I stop to smoke, what's the difference? Can you tell me what's the difference in meaning? I stop smoking, I stop to smoke. What's the difference in meaning? I stop smoking, I stop to smoke. Can you tell me what's the difference in meaning? What's the difference in meaning? Are you following me, guys? Yeah, what's the difference in meaning? I stop to smoke, I stop smoking. Yeah, excellent, yeah, Ashraf. Stop smoking doesn't smoke anymore. Now stop to smoke, I was, for example, I was walking or I was driving my car, then I stopped to smoke a cigarette, right? So yeah, there is a difference in meaning between the two sentences. Stop smoking, that means I was a smoker, but now I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke anymore. However, I stopped to smoke, that I am a smoker. I was driving, for example, or I was running or whatsoever. I stopped in order to smoke a cigarette. So there is completely a different meaning between the two sentences, right? Completely a different meaning. She has continued to work at the store. Sorry, she has continued working at the store. Here we have the same meaning. Sometimes the meaning is similar. We don't have any problem with the meaning. Sometimes we have problem with the meaning. They like to go to the movies. They like going to the movies. Brent started to walk home. Brent started walking home. So the meaning is the same. So here you can use both ing or to infinitive. Now, since verbs that take an object plus a gerund or a simple verb, certain since verbs take an object followed by either a gerund or a simple verb, infinitive form minus the word to. With many of the verbs that follow the object, the use of the gerund indicates continuous action. Look here. The use of the gerund with many of the verbs that follow the object. The use of the gerund indicates continuous action, while the use of the simple verb indicates a one-time action. Indicates one-time action. Still, sometimes the simple verb can indicate continuous action if one-time action wouldn't make sense in the context. We will have examples now. Feel, see, smell, hear, notes, observe, watch. Now look at the examples here. We watched him playing basketball. We watched him playing. This is gerund, right? It refers to continuous action. We watched him play basketball. Continuous action. It would not make sense to say that the action occurred only once. We watched him play. So again, this is continuous action. Why the second one? Because it would not make sense to say that the action occurred only once. I felt my heart pumping vigorously. This is a continuous action. I felt my heart pump vigorously. Again, this is continuous action. Why? Because we do not have, or doesn't make sense to say that the action occurred only once. Because it's always the heart is pumping, right? She saw them jumping on the bed. This is a continuous action. She saw them, jump on the bed. This is one-time action because jumping could be one time, right? And it has the sense. We can understand that, or it has the sense that, wallahi, it may be one-time action. One-time action. Tom heard the victims shouting for help. This is, we have ing here. When we have ing, that means this is a continuous action. Tom heard the victim shout for help. This is one-time action because we have, a sense that it is a one-time action. The detective noticed the suspect biting his nails. This is continuous action. The detective noticed etc. This is one-time action. Noticed. The suspect bite his nail. First one, ing, this is continuous. The second one, it is, yeah, we have the sense that, it gives us the sense that it is a one-time action. We could smell the pie baking in the kitchen. This is continuous action. We would smell the pie bake in the kitchen. This is, again, this is continuous action because it gives us the sense that, the action is still continuous. Sometimes the simple verb virgin might seem unconventional, so it's safer in most cases to use the gerund virgin. It's safer for you to use the gerund virgin in all these instances, right? This is the source of the participles and the ing. Let's see if we have other examples on the website. I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah, if you'd like to have more examples, you can visit the website. You can visit the website and you will find so many examples. Also, you will find so many materials related to. Can you see the web page? Can you see the web page? You can't see the web page? No. All right. I'll share it again with you. Now you can, right? Yes. Now, okay, comparing gerunds and participles, sorry, and infinitives. Here we have, the participle. The participle could be a part of the verb, right? And could be an adjective, past participle, adjective, and a part of the verb. I was irritated by. This is participle. This is passive, right? I was irritated by Bill. Again, this is what? Participle. And it is a part of the, sorry, this is the verb of the main verb. However, it is in the past participle. Okay. Now, comparing gerunds and infinitives, we talked about this. These are the verbs. These are also the examples that we talked about here. There are also other examples if you'd like. Jack forgets to take out the cat. He regularly forgets. Here, like forget and remember. The difference between forget and remember, these two verbs change meaning depending on whether a gerund or infinitive is used as the object. Forget, remember. Now, if we use gerund, we can use both gerund and to infinitive after them, but the meaning will be different. Jack forgets to take out the cat. What does this mean? It means he regularly forgets. He regularly forgets. Right. Jack forgets taking out the cat. He did it, but he doesn't remember now. Look, there is a different. There is a difference between meaning between the first sentence and the second sentence here. Here he regularly forgets, but ing he did it, but he doesn't remember now. He doesn't remember now. Jack forgot to take out the cat. He never did it. forgot to take out the cat. He never did it. Jack forgot taking out the cat. Here, he did it, but he didn't remember sometime later. Jack remembers to take out the cat. He regularly remembers. Jack remembers taking out the cats. He did, and he remembers now. Jack remembered to take out the cat. He did. Jack remembered taking out the cat. He did, and he remembered sometimes later. Sometimes later. We talked about the sense verbs that take an object plus a gerund or a simple verb. These are the examples here. Okay. As I said, this website is very, very rich in materials related to writing in general. The participle, for example, participle. We have the ing and the past participle, right? Now, a participle is a verb that is used as an adjective and most often ends in ing or ed. The term verbal indicates that a participle, like other two kinds of variables, is based on the verb and therefore expresses an action or state of being. However, since they function as adjectives, participles modify nouns and pronouns. There are two types of participles. We have present participles and past participles. Past participles ends with ed, present participle with ing. Look here. The crying baby had a wet diaper. Yeah, the crying. This is what? Adjective. And it is what? Present participle. It is a present participle and it has been used as an adjective. Shaken, he walked the way. He walked away from the wrecked car. Wrecked car, adjective for the car. Shaken, adjective for he, for the pronoun, right? The burning lock, the burning, adjective, present participle. Smiling, she hugged the panting dog. Panting dog, adjective, smiling. Again, this is present participle adjective. A participle phrase is a group of words consisting of participle and the modifier or modifiers and or pronouns or noun phrases that function as the direct object, indirect objects, or complements. Here, removing his coat. Removing his coat. Jack rushed. This is a phrase, and we call it a participle phrase. Participle phrase, it starts with the present participle. Removing his coat, Jack rushed to the river. The participle phrase functions as an adjective modifying Jack here. This phrase, modify Jack. His coat, direct object of action expressed in participle. Right? Dolores notes her cousin walking along the shoreline. Walking along. This is what? This is a participle phrase. And it functions as an adjective modifying the cousin. The cousin, her cousin, walking along, right? Having been a gymnast, Lion knew the importance of exercise. So the participle phrase functions as an adjective modifying the noun here, Lion. All right. Now, replacement. In order to prevent confusion, a participle phrase must be placed as close to the noun it modifies as possible. And the noun must be clearly stated. Carrying, look at this one here, it is unacceptable. Carrying a heavy pile of books, his foot caught on a step. must be carrying a heavy pile of books. He caught his foot on a step, right? This is wrong, and this is correct. Regarding the punctuation, arriving at the show, comma, I found that it was closed. Washing and polishing the car, comma, Frank developed sore muscles. Look here, side, comma, watching an old movie, comma, drifted in and out of sleep. The church, comma, destroyed by a fire, comma, was rebuilt. Right? But look here, the students eating the highest grade point average. Look here, this is what? Participle phrase, but it's used within the sentence, so we do not use punctuation marks. The guy wearing the kitchen costume is my cousin. Again, we do not use punctuation marks. All right, guys. Also, if you are interested, inshallah, if you'd like to write references for your graduation project, for example, look, this is for the styles, suggested resources here. Look, this is for MLA styles. We have the most popular styles for referencing, for doing your references is MLA guide. We have APA guide. This is the most popular. We use it in linguistics. MLA, they use it in literature. Chicago styles, some journals, they ask for Chicago style. And there is a difference, by the way. There's a difference between these styles. But these are the most popular styles for references. Yani APA style here. Look. APA style introduction. And now we are working on the 7th edition. Look, APA poster. If you'd like, this is an introduction, an overview, and a workshop, APA formatting style and guide. Look, this is the general format. If you major paper section, title of the paper, general format of the paper. This is the general format of the of your paper. If you were asked to use APA style, right? Regarding the reference list, look here. Reference list, we have two types of citation. We have in-text citation and we have references. In-text citation here, APA citation basics. Look here, in-text citation, capitalization, quotes, italics, etc. Look, we use for short quotations. Look, according to Jones, 1998, we have the quotation and then the page number. The page number. Look, Jones, 1999, found students, blah, blah, blah. Then the page number. Or you can say students, etc. Jones, 1999, P, page number, 1999. Long quotations, if you have quotations of more, this is for quotations of, look, if a quotation is less than 40 words, we use quotation marks. But if it is more than 40 words and above, we use what? We use indentation. It's indented here half inch. Half inch, and it's about 1.25. 1 centimeters, 0.25, right? 1.25. Okay? So yeah, that's all for today. Do you have any question, any comment?